Fantastic. Welcome everyone for this third module. So I hope you had the time to watch and to catch up on the first two classes like we talked about before. If you're just jumping on this replay and you didn't yet watch the first two, I ask you that you pause and that you go ahead and you catch up the first two classes because they're foundational elements so that you can completely understand now the business model. So today I'm very excited because it's the last piece of the puzzle that you need to understand how you can benefit from this great project. Business model, how to earn, what is going on with this CSR token you might have heard about, and we're going to talk about the plastic neutrality, which is the centerpiece of this whole ecosystem. So let's go. Let's first start with a reminder. We have an industrial component to this business, which is called CORSAIR. And I remind you what is going on over there. You have the waste procurement and sorting of the plastic waste. Then you put it in this machine called the pyrolysis machine that we discovered in the last module extensively, which redecomposes the plastic into its constituent elements and gas. And we extract this advanced bio oil, or to make it easier, let's call it the plastic oil. And this is the gold that we extract from the landfill, from the trash. And then we will sell that to the people who are manufacturing new plastic because, like we saw in the first class, they are now made by law, and this is already enacted today. They have to use a lot of recycled material, up to 30% by 2030. And then it doesn't stop. It will be 40% in 2040 and 50% or more 2050. So this petrochemical industry, the clients of CORSAIR, they're going to need more and more of this plastic oil, which is great because it drives the demand to build more and more recycling centers and take out more and more plastic from the environment. So what we were saying in one line is that the plastic waste is recycled into the advanced bio oil, and then this is sold to the petrochemical industry that will make new plastic with it, and which contributes to what we call a circular economy. This is the most important change of paradigm that we want to enact here, making a circular economy for plastic. All right, so that was more like the reminder, so everybody's fresh on that topic. Let's look at what is new. So the first piece of the business model here is that the recycling of the plastic is actually community-based. Let's see what it means. So this is the community. It's me, it's you. Through a company called Amplivo, we're going to order to retire plastic waste from the environment. We're going to order, for example, 1,000 kilos of recycled plastic. So we're going to place an order to this company that we discovered last time, CORSAIR, and they're going to recycle this plastic for you. Maybe you put €1,000, maybe 10,000. It's equal to an amount of plastic. So they're going to recycle that. And then they're going to sell the oil and make a profit. When they finish recycling, actually every month when they recycle a piece of what you ordered, they're going to give you a CSR, which is the digital receipt. It's like you're going to the supermarket, you buy something, they give you the ticket. So once they recycle your plastic, they give you the ticket. And we're going to talk about this CSR ticket right after. So the users, the people, us, we order to recycle a quantity of plastic waste to CORSAIR. And the more you want to contribute, the better it is. Me, myself, for example, I ordered already more than 100 tons of plastic waste to be recycled. So I can say I contributed to recycle 100 tons. When this is completed, so when CORSAIR or their partners, they recycle, they give you the receipt. Okay, so the number one piece of this business model is that we finance the cleaning of the environment. Okay? That's why we call it a community-based recycling. The orders, who is asking to recycle is us, the users. And then we get this little flower of life symbol, which is a token, and it's the digital receipt. Before we talk about this, I would like to make it very clear what is CORSAIR, what is Amplivo, because those two, you saw them on the flyer of this retreat, and we need to be clear who is doing what. So CORSAIR is the industrial part, and they focus on recycling and selling the product, which is the plastic oil. They're also the holding of the whole group, so they own everything. Is the mother company. And they also take care of the traceability and the CSR tokens management. And then on the side, you have Amplivo. And Amplivo is actually focused on the network and the community. And it's selling the service of recycling plastic. All right, so you have one part of the company, they're focusing on selling a product that is very clear, is the plastic oil. And you have one company, they're focusing on selling the service of recycling plastic. And let's be clear, this Amplivo is just a branch of the CORSAIR group. But it has a specific name, and we just need to understand it. All right, so they both belong to the same group, no problem, but one is more focused to doing the product, one is more focused to do the service and the community. All right, let's move forward. There is a blockchain token, which is this digital receipt of the plastic recycling. So we're going to talk a little bit about it because it could seem odd to find a blockchain component in this business, but it's actually not. The CSR token, it's the digital receipt of the recycling. Let's be clear, 1 kilogram of plastic waste that CORSAIR recycled is equivalent to 10 CSR units. And what is the CSR? It means corporate social responsibility. So that's literally what it's here to do, to help companies take their responsibilities. So this CSR, this little token, it stores the value of the recycling because one token is 100 grams of plastic that was recycled. That's it. One token is 100 grams of plastic that was recycled. It's what we call a plastic credit. And this is an emerging market that is going to be multi-billion dollars in the coming years. A plastic credit is exactly the same as the carbon credit. In other words, and I love to say that, just to make it clear for everyone, this CSR is just the instrument to pay another company to clean up plastic for you. Instead of contacting them and calling and please, can you remove one ton of plastic and then show me the pictures you did it? We have an instrument. This is a tool that's made for it. Okay, so one CSR, which is corporate social responsibility, is just 100 grams of plastic recycled. It's a plastic credit. So let's focus for a second on this component because we said it's on the blockchain. Of course, the blockchain is very common today for those who know in the cryptocurrency world and in the technological revolution. But here, let's understand why they use blockchain. First of all, with the carbon credit, you might have heard it, it was a lot of scams where one tree was planted and it was sold several times. There was a traffic of carbon credits, at least at the beginning. So here, right from the start, we don't want to have this problem of having fake plastic credit. With this blockchain, you cannot fake it. It's like the Bitcoin, right? If you have one Bitcoin, you cannot copy paste it on your computer and have two. It's not possible. The qualities of the blockchain is that it's completely transparent, it's unique, it cannot be hacked and modified and copy pasted. And second, it's very easy to track. And that's what we want to do when we contribute to cleaning up the environment. Same with the carbon credit. You want to be able to track very clearly who paid for what. And this is perfect because the blockchain is made for that. So let's be very clear. Even if we are using the Ethereum blockchain, this is not a cryptocurrency. This CSR is not like a Bitcoin, it's not like an Ethereum or like a Doge or whatever. It's the very well, not very well, it's the original use of the blockchain. This is why the blockchain was created. It was not created to make crazy speculation on virtual money. It was created to make something that is optimizing the process, that is making more security and more transparency. So finally, this project is using the blockchain for what it was meant to be. We're going to understand more and more why this token, this CSR, is not a cryptocurrency. So there is no connection with the Ethereum. Yeah, if the Ethereum goes up or goes down, it doesn't impact the CSR. It's just the technology, like you're using Gmail or you're using Hotmail, but your email is still working. Yeah, it's the same here. Fantastic. So let's continue. Now we're going to talk about the business model on plastic neutrality. Right before, we discovered that you get the digital receipt of the plastic recycling that you order. It's called the CSR. But this CSR needs to be used for something. Else, you're not going to do anything with it. And you don't want to do that. It needs to be have a utility. Else, you don't make money with that. So this digital receipt, it actually has a life cycle. It has a very clear usage and purpose into the ecosystem. So companies, they purchase the CSR on public exchanges. Okay, great. To do what? To get their plastic retirement certificate. So this CSR token, it's meant to disappear and to be exchanged against what we call the plastic neutrality. And then the company can say, hey guys, I paid to clean up this much plastic from the environment. Our company cares and makes an effort. So let's take a pause here and really understand. The CSR, the digital receipt that you get because you order the recycling, companies of the world, they're going to buy it from you because they need it to obtain plastic neutrality. I'm going to show you an example right after. In one line, any company of the world, they can use this CSR to acquire their plastic neutrality. And a plastic neutrality, it means that you're going to remove from the environment at least as much plastic as you put in the environment. You balance off this plastic imprint. Of course, what's better is to remove more plastic than you use. But the plastic neutrality, if I'm a company that is using 1 ton of plastic every year, I need to clean up from the environment at least 1 ton of plastic. So the second aspect of this business model is that we are making plastic neutrality available to everyone, any company or any individual person. All right, so let's check now a true example of this certificate. This is a certificate that I took for our jewelry shop. that we have with my wife in Bali. It's called Munai. I calculated that Munai is using between 4 to 5 kilograms of plastic every year because we get little zip bags from our suppliers and so on. And you can see here that this certificate certifies that we paid for removing 12.5 kilograms of plastic from the environment. And then you get this certificate with a code that anybody can scan and see on the blockchain that indeed it's true. There was 12.5 kilograms of plastic that was paid in CSR plastic credit. And then I can put this in my shop on my website and tell my customers, you see, actually, with this jewelry brand, when you support us and when you buy our products, we remove more plastic from the environment than we put there. Fantastic. Let's continue. I see there's a question in the chat. I'm going to take it at the end. Okay. Now let's put everything together. On one side, you have Corsair. They recycle a lot of plastic and they sell the oil. They have their own business model, which is a very good one. Remember, it's about one machine can make 1 million euro per year of revenue. And when they recycle, they create this digital receipt, this CSR. So it's a new token. There's a new kilogram of plastic recycled. It creates a new token. And on the side, this token, it's being used on the market by companies that want to become plastic neutral. Okay? And where are we, the community? We're in the middle. We're in the middle because we got to order the company to recycle plastic. So we got the CSR for cheap. We got cheap kilograms of plastic, and then we're going to sell it on the market for more expensive. So we make a profit from recycling plastic directly. And the business model is made to revolve around the community that is the one ordering the plastic recycling in advance and then selling the proof when it's done. Great. So we create a profit from plastic recycling. Don't worry, we're going to come back again on it, what is exactly happening for us. First, let's understand this plastic neutrality, because we're going to end up having these CSR tokens, and we need to do something about it. So we need companies to want to be plastic neutral. Else, no one wants to buy the tokens, and we cannot make money. So first of all, the WWF, they polled 20,000 adults in 2021 for the Plastic Free Foundation. And actually, 85% of the population, they demand that those who manufacture and use plastic should be responsible to reduce and recycle the plastic. And that's obvious. I mean, for sure, I'm not going to ask you to open your mic, but I know every one of you is the case. Is the ones who are putting plastic in the environment, they are the ones who should be cleaning up. Of course, at the very least. So plastic neutrality today is a competitive advantage. You know, you can tell your clients, hey guys, you know, we remove a lot of plastic from the environment. It's going to give you new customers. It's going to make your customers trust you more, and it's going to improve your image as a brand. So it gives you a competitive advantage. So for example, yeah, let's take a few images. You have Therap CBD, a CBD brand that became plastic neutral. You have Loxley, which is a plastic bottle brand in Thailand. You have a brand in Holland that is doing protein powders with this plastic box. You have the Bangkok Dusit Medical Service. It's a chain of 50 hospitals in Thailand and Southeast Asia. So, 50 hospitals. It's like a multi-billion-dollar group that decided they want to be the first plastic neutral hospitals. And then was just announced in Rome 10 days ago. You have now Diversey, who is a company preparing the cleaning products for all the big hotels in the world. So the cleaning lady, when they come, they have all these plastic things with the spray and so on. That's coming from this company, Diversey. They decided they want to become plastic neutral, meaning that they're gonna, like the hospital and the rest of the brands, they're gonna buy so much CSR to compensate the plastic they're using. And then when you have an actual product, like the three on the left, you have this logo. It says that you became plastic neutral in 2023 with the CSR. And you can find that in the supermarket. Okay, so a brand today is a voluntary effort. They say, hey, I'm smart. I know the world is going in that direction. I need to do something for plastic. So they gain a competitive advantage. And these two clients, BDMS and Diversey, they are both multi-billion-dollar group that when they start to buy CSR, you're going to see it on the market because they're going to buy so many and it's going to drive the price up. So it's good. Today is voluntary, but tomorrow, exactly like the carbon credit, is going to be mandatory by law that every company needs to contribute to clean up the plastic. It's going to be like a plastic tax. So similarly to the carbon tax, you will have to offset your plastic footprint. So if you're a big company, you're going to have to pay to remove a lot of plastic from the environment. If you're a small company, you're going to pay to remove a little bit of plastic. And even down the line, the individuals like you and me, we're also going to have to contribute to pay to clean up the plastic. Because that's how we make a difference on the planetary scale. And still, it's going to take one whole generation to remove all the garbage that we put in the nature. Today, the auditing companies, they are already preparing teams to audit plastic credits. For example, you have TÜV Süd, which is 26,000 employees. I think some people from Germany today, right? You know TÜV, it's very well known. So it's this certification and verification company. They're working with CORSAIR now, and starting in January 2024, they will start to publish the results of the audits to prove that a third party came to check that every 100 gram made only one token and give the credit guarantee that there cannot be any scams there and give more credibility to the company. So guys, today is voluntary. Exactly like the carbon before. At the beginning was only the ones who wanted to, be good and please the customers. And quickly enough, it became mandatory. Now, every company has to pay in some form or another a contribution to the carbon. It's going to do the same thing with the plastic, except now we're before it becomes mandatory. So the opportunity is huge. Last little piece of the puzzle in this beautiful puzzle that is CORSAIR creating for us is called the contributor program, which means that the CSR plastic credit, it can also be created by other companies than CORSAIR. Of course, companies that recycle plastic. So you have CORSAIR down there. We saw already what they do. And then it's creating CSR when they recycle. That's great. But then in the world, you have other companies that also recycle plastic, right? The ocean cleanup, Sungai Watch, you have so many companies that are doing a lot of things for plastic. They can join and use the CSR. So when they recycle tons of plastic, it's also making CSR. And in exchange, CORSAIR is going to give them money to buy the right to create this CSR for every 100 grams. So what does that mean exactly? It means that the CSR unit is going to be used by everyone recycling plastic, not just this company. So it's building a platform a little bit like the Apple Store, where you invite all the developers to come and do their application there. But you own the platform. So here today, it's possible to sponsor some companies that recycle plastic so that they can get some money from Corsair. And in exchange, Corsair can distribute their CSR token. So it can make more token, more plastic recycling. Okay, let's come back to us. What is our role in the ecosystem? We sum up. On one side, some companies recycle plastic and it's making the token. And on the other side, companies are buying this token. We are in the middle. We're supposed to finance the recycling of the plastic and then sell the digital receipt to make a profit. That's just a reminder so that we can refocus a little bit on the class here. I know it's a lot of information. So we are between the people who recycle plastic and the companies who need to pay to clean up plastic. To simplify, we're in the middle. And by design, we are expected to buy and generate new CSR and then to sell them. It's not like we are coming and preying on the system, hey, maybe there's a bit of money we can make here. It's designed this way. The community, the people, my teams, everyone else, I hope you, that's what we're meant to do. The company, Corsair, it cannot sell the tokens directly to companies for the plastic neutrality. It just does not. You have to go through individual people who have ordered them in advance because they saw the business opportunity. The reason they do that is to create an ecosystem that lives outside of the company, on the stock market. So this CSR is going to become huge because first of all, it's a plastic credit that wants to become the market standard. It wants to become the one plastic credit for the whole world. Technically, they're just very happy if they can have 10% of the global market. But today, they are the biggest already. This plastic credit is an emerging market. We have competitors, but only the CSR is international, sold already on the public exchanges, and audited by the German company. Today, it's on a global exchange with other cryptocurrencies. But tomorrow, the goal is that we are traded on the commodities market, exactly like the carbon credit, and with silver and gold and so on. So the goal is to create an autonomous ecosystem by Corsair that everyone is using in the world. This unit, one CSR is 100 grams of plastic recycled that you can verify, that is audited. There is no scam there. So go and check out this website, csrnow.com, and you can discover how they built this blockchain project to certify and secure that everything is going to be according to the market standard. So that's the ambition of the CSR. You're going to buy CSR, maybe you don't want to sell it because it's going to become the market standard. It's like getting the shares at Apple before it becomes an international company, basically. And that's one of the opportunities today. This CSR, it rises in price and it goes down, depending on who buys it. You have the company that buy it because they want to become plastic neutral. And then you have the people like us that sell it. So sometimes you have more people selling, so the price goes down, and sometimes you have more people buying, so the price goes up. This is the graph of the last few months. Look on the right, today we're about, let's say, 1 cent. 1 cent of a dollar is the price for 100 grams. So it means it's 10 cents for 1 kilo. That is the price of recycling plastic. 10 cents of a dollar gets you 1 kilogram of plastic. And where we are going, based on the experts of the market, knowing that there is the regulatory pressure, that it's going to become mandatory, where we are going is around 25 cents for 100 grams, which means $2.5 per kilograms. That's where we are going as a first milestone, and then it should continue to rise up the more there is the pressure from the UN and the regulation. So you see, today you can buy the token around 1 cent, and you're just gonna wait for all the regulations and all the market to do their thing, and this price is gonna go up a lot, and you can sell it for more money. I know we cannot see here on the graph, but from 1 to 25, you multiply by 25. So on the graph, you go very, very high up. So actually, it doesn't matter so much the little fluctuations that we are seeing when you see where we are going. Again, there is no guarantee. I cannot tell you, or no one can tell you for sure we're going to go to 25 cents in 1 year or in 10 years. It's simply what the experts are seeing on the market. And you saw it before with McKinsey, with Google, with all the investments going into this plastic recycling. It's going to go up, but we cannot guarantee how fast and how far. But there is a great opportunity, and it's worth to know about it now when it's the beginning of the story. All right, now we recap. We're almost finished. Clean up plastic, make a profit. Basically, that's what's going on in one line. You're going to clean up plastic, you're going to make a profit. So what did we see today? The opportunity, we realized that plastic waste is actually money. You can sell the oil when you recycle it, and you can sell the service of recycling the plastic because companies want to pay someone else to recycle. This is a very innovative model that you discovered in the last 3 modules. But what's great about it is that it's pushed up by the UN, the EU, the regulations. It's pushed by the politics. And that's very rare when we can benefit from that. So the story here is to surf a wave that is happening whether you come in the business or no. It's a good timing. And then we discussed plastic neutrality, which means that you are removing at least as much plastic as you're putting in the environment. And for now, we saw that this is based on a voluntary decision. It's a choice that you can make if you want, and you're gonna earn a competitive advantage. But tomorrow, this is gonna be mandatory. And that's where there is a lot of money to be made, like for the carbon credit. The CSR is the plastic credit market leader today already, and it's going to stay that way. It's good to go on board with the guy who's going to be the biggest fish later. So here, and that's why I'm in this business, we have a win-win-win model. It's good for the planet directly. It's good for the companies because by law, they have to find solutions for these requirements. And it's good for the community, for the people, for us. So it's really a win-win-win here. And for me, that's an alchemy that is very powerful in business. So that was the recap for clean up plastic, make a profit. There is amazing opportunity with amazing timing. Now, how do we earn money more concretely? There is passive ways and active ways. This is the last slide, and then we're going to talk about this. In a passive way, how can you benefit from this? You can order some recycling with Amplivo. And then when you get your CSRs, you got them cheap. And then you sell them for profit. You just wait for the market to start to grow more and more, and then you sell. So you're passive, you just buy it and then you wait. A second way is that you can do trading. This is more advanced. I don't recommend it if you don't know how to do this, but this CSR, like the silver or the gold or whatever crypto, is going up and down because there's a market. There's companies buying it and there's people selling it. So if you wanted, you could even do some trading, you know. A third way is to become a shareholder of Corsair. This is not open all the time. Right now, it's closed. But 3-4 months ago, we could become a shareholder for the project in Finland. And I became a shareholder, for example. So then you earn dividends. So if you stay in the community, if you put a foot in the door and then you're already here, next time that we open a recycling center, you might also become a shareholder and earn dividends on the industrial part. I just realized I put trading in the passive column, but maybe it should be in the active column. And then in the active column, the number one way is to do what I do most, is to become an ambassador of the project and to grow the network, meaning you're getting people to come and order plastic recycling and then get their CSR token and sell them. So you make the project shine. You talk about it. You say, look, this company is making good in the world and it's very smart, blah, blah, blah. Maybe you want to benefit from this because there's money to be made and it's good for the environment. And then you're going to get a commission at this moment because you brought the business to Corsair. And this is a revenue, a real one. You can also, instead of sponsoring people, you can sponsor companies. If you have a friend's company or your own company and you want to become plastic neutral because you know it's smart for your business, you can sponsor a company to become plastic neutral and you're going to get a commission. The company is going to say, thank you, you brought a super good client, they use so much plastic, we can make an announcement in the media and it's making the project shine. So you can get some money there. And the last way is that you can sponsor companies that recycle plastic already so that they come and they use the CSR. And basically the deal is very easy. You recycle plastic already, Corsair want to give you money. Are you okay? And then it's going to create more CSR. So finally, guys, we are there. You understand everything that's happening and you see how many ways there is to earn income on this amazing project. What I recommend you is this one, order recycling and just keep your CSR. This one, join our team and just talk about the project because it's very easy to talk about. I mean, everyone is convinced that there's a problem with plastic and everybody wants to make money while it's doing good for the planet. So it's quite easy, actually. And number 3 is this one. We all have friends who have companies or work in companies. It's quite easy to make the connection with me and then with the company, with Corsair, to make them become plastic neutral. And then you contribute to the change of paradigm. The other 3, we can see later. What I would like to offer you would be to focus on these ones. And we start by entering into the community. So for that, you're going to order your plastic recycling, whether it's 100 euro or 100,000, depends on your capacity, on what you understood and so on. So we're going to sponsor you so you become part of the network and you get your CSR and you contributed to the plastic cleaning. And then we educate you like we do in this retreat on how this business works. We train you. And later on, you're part of the team, you know? You become a conscious entrepreneur. Even if you're a bit like, oh, I'm not an entrepreneur. But actually you are. Because you're part of a business that's going to make you earn money. So it's fantastic. And it's time to learn. because your freedom, it probably goes through the entrepreneurship. We have to stop to depend from the system and from a salary. Everyone wants to become more independent. So you have to start somewhere. And I can tell you guys, this is a good way to start, especially that we do it together and it's the right timing. In 2 years, will still be possible, but it will be less interesting. So that's the next step. If you guys feel, well, some of you guys already joined and made your account and ordered some plastic. So that's fantastic. Most of you didn't yet. And I chose to make this retreat free so that you understand what's going on before you make the choice of joining. Most people, they don't have this luxury. They just have my 20-minute video and that's it. You got like 3 hours of deep dive. So hopefully now I'm going to answer your questions and you could be ready to join. So thank you so much.